Good morning. Gita's threat, Cyclone Gita, continues to threaten areas of south of New Zealand as it's the strongest storm to hit Tonga in 60 years. We have the latest.
The Windy Olympics. High wind gusts threaten the Winter Games. Street signs ripped up from the ground. We're live in South Korea.
And one small step. Astronaut Wendy Lawrence is set to appear at Ball State. We'll tell you about the visit.
Get the coffee ready and open up those eyes. You're waking up with Cardinal weather.
And good Friday morning to you. You're looking live at the Scramble Light, 37 degrees under cloudy skies. Meanwhile, back inside the Ball State Weather Center, I'm Tanner Holbrook.
And I'm Emerson Lehman.
And I'm Katie Parker. Thanks for joining us.
We want to get right to Joe Struce, who's got our local weather forecast. Joe, what do you have for us?
Well, we had some rain around last night. That rain has pushed off to the southeast. Still seeing some rain showers around in the southern part of the state right now. You see areas like Cincinnati, further south of the Indian Metro mostly, still seeing some rain showers around. Earlier this morning, fortunate thing for us, we're mainly dry here, and we'll say that throughout the rest of the day today. 39 degrees for our temperature right now, winds out of the north-northwest. That's making it feel cold out there. That's bringing in that cooler air into the state. Much of the state sitting very cold this morning, 34 degrees in Kokomo, 34 in Lafayette as well, 35 in Champaign. You see temperatures warm to the southeast where it's still raining. The cooler air will make its way to that region as we head through the day. This time yesterday, we were 19 degrees warmer in Kokomo and Lafayette, 18 degrees warmer in Terre Haute. So this really shows how we've had this cooler air move in from the northwest during the overnight hours. The rest of the day today, we're not going to warm up too much. 35 degrees here by 1 o'clock, 38 degrees here for your high temperature today. We'll see clouds around as we head throughout the morning. Clouds will clear as we head into the afternoon hours. We could see some peaks of sun around, especially if you're headed out this evening. So the day will be cold, but we will see some peaks of sun, fortunately. Now for tonight, we'll drop down to 24 degrees, partly cloudy skies. It will be calm, though, tonight. And we'll see some rain chances in the forecast again as we head into next week. 63 degrees here for Monday, so a nice warm-up as we start the week. But with that warm-up, just as we saw this past week, more rain chances, even some thunderstorm chances to kick off the start of next week. You know, it's part of the game. When we transfer from winter to spring, anytime it gets warm, you see rain.
Absolutely, Joe. Thank you for getting us caught up to speed on the local weather here. Meanwhile, in South Korea, conditions are pretty chilly, 23 degrees this morning.
Yeah, Emerson, that's right. Our friend Josh Shelton now joins us live from Pyeongchang, South Korea. Good morning.
Right by the rings. Hi, guys. I'm Josh Shelton here, live in Pyeongchang, South Korea. We are in the heart of the Winter Olympic seasons, and the Winter Olympics are full of great stories. But my favorite so far has been Nick Baumgartner, the snowboard cross athlete from Iron River, Michigan. Now, Baumgartner was the oldest in the border cross at 36 and was doing really well, made it all the way to the finals and then crashed in the big final. He ended up finishing 4th place, but he said that he's going to be back here in 4 years, and if it takes him to get to 100 years old to get that Olympic medal, he's going to be here until he's 100. But the weather has been another story. The wind's already picking up now. They've had to postpone events in alpine skiing and Super G. They're now back on. The winds died down, but the winds got so bad that they had to postpone some events, and they had to issue an emergency alert system from the Korean Weather Services. But the weather's back on. The games are going on. Ski jumping is going on just over that way. And live here in South Korea, I'm Josh Shelton. Back to you guys at the desk.
Hey, thanks for that, Josh. Very windy conditions that he mentioned in South Korea earlier this week. Fortunately, though, conditions have improved. Throughout the day today, we're not going to see much in terms of precipitation. It's actually tomorrow there. In terms of precipitation in South Korea. We had some snowfall earlier this week too, which with the snowfall and the wind also aided in canceling some of those events. Fortunately, we're not going to see anything in terms of snow accumulation today or even anything the rest of the weekend in South Korea, though the temperatures are still quite cold there. Right now, this morning as we wake up, we're in the mid-teens in some areas. We'll warm up by noon into the lower 20s, and we'll be around 23 degrees at the Olympic Stadium. A little bit warmer along the coast, 36 degrees around noon today, and then in Pyeongchang we'll be at 28 degrees. The high temperature today, a little bit warmer, fortunately, almost 40 degrees along the coast, 32 degrees at Pyeongchang. So warming up nicely, abundant sunshine around, and the winds are much, much calmer. Tanner?
All right, Joe, thank you. Back to what Josh was talking about in those high winds. 16 people have been injured after high winds swept through Pyeongchang on Wednesday. Several events, including the biathlon, alpine skiing, and Nordic Combine, were postponed. Winds reached speeds of 7 meters per second, damaging more than 60 tents and sending signposts and steel fencing flying through the Olympic Park. A virus is also making its way through the games. The, quote, winter vomit bug led to nearly 1,200 security staff being quarantined ahead of the opening ceremonies. Military personnel were called in to help with the event. So far, no athletes have been affected by the bug. And one of the most iconic symbols of the games are the Olympic rings.
That's right. Cardinal Weather's Kira Biernat is in South Korea as she explains the history behind the legendary rings.
Well, we've decided to take a break from the mountains for a day and head on over to Jeongpo Beach. And while we're here, I found a very hot item. As you can see, this line has not moved since I've got here. People have been lining up waiting to take pictures with this popular sculpture. Now, what's this sculpture and why is it a fan favorite? It's the Olympic rings, a symbol that represents athletes from all 5 continents who come together at the Winter Olympics. The 5 interlaced rings of equal dimensions have been used to represent the Olympic movement since 1913. However, athletes aren't the only ones that it brings together, as fans from all over the world gathered along the beach, united by one thing, the Olympic rings.
All right, Kara, thank you. Very interesting. Coming up, there is about to be a moon landing here on campus. We'll tell you the out-of-this-world visitor coming to Ball State.
That's right, Tanner. Plus an update on that cyclone that is wreaking havoc in Tonga after your weather now. Cardinal weather, a live look at college health Ball State. Back inside the Ball State Weather Center. An astronaut will be on campus next week to speak to students interested in STEM careers. Discovery is sponsoring the visit of former NASA astronaut Wendy Lawrence in Ball State's Emmons Professor Lecture Series. Lawrence went on 4 missions with the space program, taking on the role as mission specialist multiple times. Her presentation will be based around the incentive of Dare to Dream, advocating for students pursuing STEM careers. She will be presenting in Emmons Auditorium on Monday, February 19th at 7 o'clock, and admission is free and open to the public.
Sticking with the theme, a new crew is getting ready to ship off to the International Space Station. NASA will be sending astronaut Serena Chancellor, along with Alexander Gerst of the European Space Agency and Sergei Propkov of the Russian Space Agency Roscosmos. The crew will leave for the ISS in June to be a part of Expeditions 56 and 57. While on the ISS, the group will facilitate more than 250 research investigations and technology demonstrations that's not possible here on Earth. The experiments will be helpful to all of humanity and will enable future long-duration human and robotic exploration into deep space.
Tropical Cyclone Gita was upgraded to a Category 5, which is the highest level storm as it moves away from Fiji. On Monday, the storm caused widespread damage to Fiji with winds exceeding 124 miles per hour at landfall. Fiji's National Disaster Management Office said around 2,500 were at risk of the cyclone. At least one person is believed to have been killed in the storm, and thousands have been displaced. Barbara Drever, a political correspondent for One News TV New Zealand, tweeted on Monday, quote, "The hotel is shaking and can hear screech of metal flying past outside. Rainwater coming down sideways to second floor hotel room."
Tonga experienced its worst storm in 60 years, leaving large parts without power, flattened buildings, and downed electrical lines. TVNZ's Barbara Drever speaks to Nuku'alofa residents about the historic storm.
Saloti Kafour can't believe she and her family survived the night.
We were very scared, too scared. Yeah, the kids were crying.
They were in their house when Cyclone Gita struck.
Realising that their home was about to collapse, the family made a dash for it to this tiny little concrete bathroom.
It was here that 7 people huddled during the Category 4 cyclone.
At here, inside the bathroom. At here.
Kiwi Roger McCutcheon also had a narrow escape after seawater swamped his room, nearly drowning him.
I got hold of a friend of mine and managed to get a text out, say, hey, this is really serious. I did definitely fear for my life, yes, yeah.
In the light of day, as the full extent of damage became clear, officials say it's a miracle there's been no confirmed deaths.
The very thing that racing through my heart when I go through this morning, surely with this there must be people dead. I think that we are extremely, extremely lucky.
3 people on Tongatapu suffered serious injuries, but most were minor, caused by flying debris.
I woke up this morning, is very sore, and decided to come here to the hospital.
Emergency services such as police have been patrolling the streets, putting a stop to any looting and theft of property. While central Nuku'alofa has escaped lightly, it has lost its historic parliament built in the 1800s. A full assessment of damage won't be known until tomorrow, but it's estimated 40% of homes are damaged.
Is this going to be a big cost to the country?
Surely, I think that we will, I can't put a figure on it yet.
Power and water remain off, but it's a resilient Tonga that starts to pick up the pieces from a cyclone that could have claimed a much higher cost than it did.
New research this morning shows many countries worldwide aren't keeping the greenhouse gas goals set in the Paris climate deal. According to a report in the journal Science Advances, that means we're likely to see more extreme weather events like drought, flooding, and extreme heat. Researchers say North America, Europe, and East Asia could be affected the most if countries do not accelerate their efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. President Trump has vowed to have the U.S. leave the Paris Agreement once the country is able to do so.
Yeah, they were here with a look back at your local weather. Right now we have some rain pushing across the southern part of the state. This is all associated with the frontal system that brought rain to our area last night, even some thunderstorms to southern parts of the state. Right now you can see radar is picking up on some light snow returns across the central part of the state, though due to some dry air, these snowflakes are kind of just drying up in the atmosphere. Not going to see anything in terms of precipitation here during the day today. Current temperatures across the state, 34 in Kokomo, 34 as well in Lafayette, 35 in Champaign. A bit warmer to our south though, 41 degrees in Bloomington. Currently in Muncie, we're waking up pretty cold this morning from where we've been. 39 degrees right now, winds out of the northwest, making it feel much cooler. You get that northwesterly wind in here. We were sitting at 60 degrees yesterday, or above 60 actually. Now we're back down into the upper 30s. And that 24-hour temp change this time yesterday, we were almost 20 degrees warmer for much of the state. So it really shows how that cooler air has made its way in here. We'll see some clouds around throughout the rest of the morning today. I do think clouds will clear as we head throughout the day. Maybe even a chance of some sun as we head into the evening hours as you head out for your dinner plans. High temperatures across the state today, though, will top out 38 degrees here in Muncie, 40 in our state capital of Indianapolis, though temperatures will still sit in the upper 30s areas to our northwest, where some of that cooler air will still remain for a little bit longer. Tonight we'll drop down to 24 degrees for the low temperature, partly cloudy skies, calm conditions expected. Again, just another cold night in store before we rebound later this weekend. Tomorrow we'll have a high temperature of 39 degrees, another cold day. The thing we're watching closely is the chance for some wintry precipitation late in the day. We'll wake up with cloudy skies again tomorrow. We'll see some rain push in from the west. The thing that is kind of tricky about this system is, will it fall in terms of rain, or will it fall in more of a wintry precip? I personally think the majority of anything that comes through the area tomorrow will be in the form of rain, but there is a chance we could see some flakes fly, especially as temperatures back off towards the midnight hour. So just be careful if you're headed out late tomorrow, maybe a few slick spots. That rain and snow showers will push out of the area for your Sunday, and we'll see sunny skies here for your Sunday. Now the temperatures have been on a roller coaster lately. They're going to continue to do that. 50 degrees here for Sunday, 63 degrees for Monday, 62 62 for Tuesday, well above that average high temperature of 38 degrees. We're just kind of riding the ups and downs of the temperature spectrum here. We're going to continue to do that through the 7-day forecast. So again, rain chances late in the day here on Saturday. Sunny conditions here for Sunday. We'll see a chance of thunderstorms here on Monday, and we'll see 63 degrees for our high temperature there. 62 on Tuesday with some rain chances. Clear conditions as we move through the middle part of next week before some rain chances and some still above average temperatures make their way into the region. So some relief in sight from the cold temperatures as we head through the 7-day forecast, but we will see some rain around. Tanner?
All right, Joe, thank you. Coming up, a former president is in the spotlight, but for nothing to do with politics.
All that and more after your weather now.
You're waking up with Cardinal weather.
.16 on your Friday morning. You're looking live at McKinley Avenue on Ball State University's campus, where it's currently 36 degrees. Meanwhile, time to take a look at some things that are trending now.
For those of you who are finding it hard to adjust to the new Snapchat update, you are not the only ones. Snapchat CEO Evan Spiegel said the goal of this update was to make the popular app more user-friendly to attract new users.
Yeah, they're not doing that in my opinion. No.
I know. An online petitioning site, change.org, has asked the company to reverse the update that was released early last week.
As they should.
The petition has obtained nearly 900,000 signatures by frustrated users in response to the backlash. A Snapchat spokesperson told CNN, quote, "Updates as big as this one can take a little getting used to, but we hope the community will enjoy it once they settle in."
Well, I'm not enjoying it so far.
Newsflash, Snapchat, they're not enjoying it.
We're not enjoying it, Snapchat.
I don't even use it anymore because I don't know how to navigate it at all.
I just want to snap my friends, look at stories. I can't do that.
The stories are so hard to find, and like once you look at it, you can't see it. You can't find it again.
If I want to discover something, I'll go to Google to discover that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of very frustrating.
It is.
But moving on, former President Barack and Michelle Obama were back together in the spotlight over the weekend, but surprisingly, it had nothing to do with politics. The couple's official portraits were officially unveiled Monday at the Smithsonian's National Portrait Gallery. These are the first presidential portraits created by African-American artists. Kenneth Wiley created President Obama's portrait by having him seated with his arms folded, and Mrs. Obama's portrait, which was created by Amy Sherald, features her sitting down wearing a geometric pattern dress against a light blue background.
Well, very cool. Those portraits look pretty nice.
They're just such a power couple.
Yeah.
You know, it's always just so nice
America's
to see them
power
together.
couple.
America's power couple. It's
The dream
fantastic.
team.
Yeah, the dream team. Well, meanwhile, we've got some cooking to do over with Alicia. Alicia, what you got cooking this morning?
Trying to eat healthy on a college budget is hard. Ramen is a go-to favorite for everyone. Today I'm going to show you a few ways to upgrade your ramen with a few simple ingredients, and all of it was under $7. So that's the greatest part. It's low budget, and you're getting some great healthy ingredients that you need in your everyday diet. So we have some green onions, sriracha, Tanner, and Emerson.
And Katie.
And Katie. Good morning, guys.
Good
So
morning.
we're going to start off with our chicken creamy
This one?
cheese, that one, with some broccoli. So broccoli is really great in just helping your everyday digestion and getting the vitamins you need. So we're going to add some American cheese if you want to help with that. So you can add any cheese that you want to. It's kind of like broccoli cheese soup. And we're gonna add some broccoli in and stir it in. Oh, this one's for the.
Oh,
yes,
that's a special one.
This is the special one. This
Okay.
one has an egg.
Patience.
Yeah.
Hungry.
Tanner, would you like to try some broccoli?
I would
Yeah.
Not interested?
No,
okay.
no, not
You aren't interested?
All right.
Are you not a fan?
Well, you
No,
can
not
stir
a fan
in the
of the vegetables.
broccoli. Well, if you want to, Katie.
Stir in the broccoli?
Yes.
Okay, what
Yeah,
am
here you
I?
Just stir it into that cup with the cheese, and it kind
Okay.
of gives
Should
it
I
a.
just, like,
Yep.
maybe like 2
And
to 3
shove
pieces?
it down. Yeah.
Oh, shove it down.
Shove it down
Okay,
in there,
all right,
and
we're
stir
doing
it all
aggressive.
up. And
We're
then
really-
once the
Get
cheese
aggressive.
melts,
Really getting it in
you're
here.
all good to eat it. And then for this one, we're gonna be opening a new pack.
Ooh, that's spicy, isn't
You want
it?
to
I
do
can-
a
I can
favor
tell.
and crack me an egg in there?
Oh boy, in here?
Yes, in there. I believe in you.
Let's see how this goes.
So eggs are really
Oh.
great. They add an
Ooh.
extra bit of protein.
Chef Billy.
And they include all 9 amino acids, which are really necessary for your everyday diet. So we're going to add in some hot boiling water.
Oh, so we're gonna cook the egg.
Yeah, we're gonna cook the egg. Well,
Yeah, we're
first
not
we gotta cook the
unsanitary.
noodles. First we gotta cook the noodles, and then we will add. We will put that in the microwave. So it's kind of good to have something to cover it. But you'll let it set for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then you'll put it in the microwave for 2 minutes. So then we'll top this one off. This is the finished product with
wow.
green onions. Green onions are really great for your digestive system, and sriracha, which boosts your
looks really good.
metabolism. Oh, I'm so sorry.
The spice.
Oh,
The
sorry.
spice sharing with
Get up
everybody.
here this morning. Okay.
And, okay, so one of these, how much does it cost?
Less than $2 for just one of them.
Wow.
College budget.
Yeah.
I know
College
this is how
budget,
Kylie
guys.
Jenner makes hers.
Yeah.
Her ramen noodles.
All right.
I watched.
If you're balling on a budget, that's
Balling
what.
on a budget,
Yeah.
guys.
Well, thank you so much for
Thank
sharing
you,
that with us,
guys.
Alicia.
All right, and coming up after the break, we do have some weather trivia. I'm looking forward to that. That's after your weather now. You're waking up with Cardinal weather.
Well, good morning and welcome back to Waking Up with Cardinal Weather. You're taking a live look at the Turf Light here on Ball State's campus. 36 degrees here in Muncie. And we are joined now by Sarah Lehman and Andrew Smith for our In the Community segment. And you guys did some trivia, we understand.
We did. We went out on Ball State's campus yesterday and we spoke to some students about trivia. And we talked to them a lot about it.
Yeah, it was really fun. That's right, Sarah. Yesterday we were outside around campus. We asked people trivia questions about weather, space, the Winter Olympics. Now let's take a look and see what they knew and didn't know.
How much do you know about weather?
0.
How much do you know about weather?
I'm not a meteorologist, but
I know if it's raining or if it's cold or if it's warm.
And how much do you know about the weather?
Absolutely nothing.
These clouds form in low altitudes, layers of smooth, even sheets, and they have fog, fair weather, and they can also be rain or snow. What kind of clouds are they?
Bad clouds.
Take a guess. Any type of cloud.
I literally don't know any kind of clouds.
Okay. No, they were stratus clouds.
So what occurs when colder air moves towards warm air, and it's represented by a blue line with triangles if you're looking at the news.
Is it just like a heat current? I'm not sure.
It's a cold front.
So what is caused by the movement of electrons?
What? Like
What is precipitation that falls in temperatures cold enough to go from water vapor to solids?
I have no idea.
The opposite of rain.
Snow. Oh.
So you're a biology major, but how much do you know about space?
a little.
A little. What is the star that is closest to the Earth? I'll give you a hint. Do you want a hint?
Sure.
It's not in the sky right now. So how much do you know about space?
Nothing.
All right, this is gonna be great. This theory explains how our universe began with all matter and energy exploding from a single point.
The Big Bang Theory.
What is the distance that light travels in 1 year?
A light year?
All right, so how much do you know about the Winter Olympics?
I know it's cold outside.
In how many continents have the Winter Olympics been hosted?
7.
No, it's actually 3 by 11 different countries. What country hosted the first Winter Olympics?
Switzerland.
No, it's actually France.
Thank you to everyone who played with us yesterday, and we might be doing this again soon. So make sure you're following Cardinal Weather on Twitter, and we'll let you know when we're out on campus if you guys want to join us next time.
Yeah, it was super fun to hear everyone's answers to our questions that we're asking. But now we are a weather show, so let's see what you guys know about the weather. I made it a little easy on you. My question is multiple choice. So which one of these?
The answer cumulonimbus.
No. Which one of these kills more people every year? Is it lightning, floods, tornadoes, or hurricanes?
Ooh.
Lightning.
I'd say lightning.
I'm gonna say floods.
You're right. It's floods.
Ooh.
You get a good star, gold
Right.
star
I mean,
for you.
I shouldn't
Gold
be
stars.
celebrating about that. That's horrible. That
Oh yeah, correct.
Knowledge.
It's bad.
Knowledge is what we're celebrating here.
Good job, guys. And I know that we've been talking a lot about the Winter Olympics. We talked to you, Josh, a little bit earlier. But do you guys know when the first Olympics were held?
First Winter Olympics?
No, just
Or
Olympics. Just the Olympics.
First
It's
one.
like the 80s something.
86.
86 or 87.
Year 86.
86 what?
Well,
So 86 years ago?
well, actually,
I may be totally wrong.
it started in 776 BC,
What?
but it ended in 393 AD.
And then it picked back up.
Then
right?
it picked back up, and anyone want to take a guess?
18 something.
years ago.
Yeah, 1896
1896.
in Athens, Greece.
Yep. Went back to our roots.
That is
Interesting.
quite interesting. Andrew, Sarah, thank you so much for sharing that knowledge with us. Now, speaking of the Olympics, Cardinal Weather's Liz Sefcik is at the whiteboard this morning breaking down the science behind a very popular event in the Winter Olympics, curling. Liz, what do you have?
Thank you, guys. We're taking a look at some of the prerequisites before we start a curling tournament. We're seeing 3 of them stationed out right here. Taking a look from the ground up, or rather from the ice up, is the perfect surface conditions which are attained through a process known as ice pelleting. What that is a handheld sprinkler system which is going to allow for water droplets to be equally distributed throughout the surface as seen here. Now what's happened is a blade will go across the top, and in this case I'll be using my finger, to make a smooth surface at the top. Now this is better for a coarse substance than a smooth one, because the smooth one is going to allow for a vacuum sort of circumstance, and that's not going to allow for a rock to move as fast as it possibly could. Now when we take a look at the material conditions, most of these rocks are made in the same spot in the globe, which is going to allow for consistency throughout the sport. They're all about 42 pounds, so relatively heavy, and they are all made from granite, which is a hydrophobic material. What that means is it's water repelling, which is going to allow for frictional force when that ice melts and water happens to not be absorbed, making that mass get bigger and weighing it down. Taking a look at the anatomy of our rock though, we're seeing this small band called the scratch band. What that is it allows for momentum to be transferred from one object to the other very easily. Now when we see at the end of our board, we're going to be seeing a lot of objects end up hitting each other, and that's going to allow for that energy to easily be distributed. At the bottom of our rock, we see a small concave circle just about the palm of your hand. What that's going to allow for is for less surface contact, which is going to reduce that frictional slowing down force. Taking a look at the competitor conditions, what we're going to be seeing mostly is competitors are going to want to be able to use their entire bodies for energy motion instead of just isolating one part of their body. From the foot all the way through the entire body into the object, as the object hits another, momentum going through the entire system. When all of these are added together, what ends up happening is we have a perfect situation such as this, where momentum is going through the object, through this surface band, hitting another object. There's equal weight distributed on each part in the substance, not 100% surface contact, allowing for that rotational force. Now that was the physics behind curling, and now let's turn it over to our national weather with Joe Struess.
All right, thanks, Liz. Joe, one final look at weather.
Well, we're going to have a cold start to the weekend. We'll see some sunny skies here on Sunday. Rain chances, maybe a thunderstorm here on Monday with warmer temperatures. Cooler temperatures in the middle part of next week, and then we'll see some sunny skies for Thursday. So a relief is in store for those cold temperatures.
All right, Joe, thank you very much. That's all for Cardinal Weather this Friday morning.
In the meantime, be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and have a great rest of your Friday.